All right, what is going on, everyone? I'm not gonna say what day it is. I mean, it's Sunday night, Labor Day weekend. Hope everyone is doing well. But welcome to this 35-minute video. If you don't want to wait till the end, you can just skip all the way to the end to see how this artwork turns out. But basically, we are doing character design for my comic book character Blood Shadow. You know, just trying to stay consistent with the overall look of my character. Trying to test out different proportions. Do I want him ultra buff? Do I want him skinny, kind of muscular, like, you know, Spider-Man, have like a hybrid build? What do we want our character to look like? So right now I'm pretty much editing this video and I'm watching it right now, looking at the time lapse. So the pencil's pretty much already done and we're pretty much doing the inking. And by the way, I think I want to take this moment to talk about the Huion tablet. You know, the things that I love. I don't really hate anything about it. You know, a lot of people will do something for clickbait, talking about, oh, 5 things I hate about the Huion, but I actually love this. I love this. I love the little key dial. It was definitely a lot trying to transition from using the iPad and Procreate and using this tablet. I mean, this is a 24-inch display, 4K resolution. I mean, this thing is just off the chain, off the charts. I honestly love it to death. But I hope you guys love this video. I hope you guys, you know, watch the whole thing, the 30-minute listen to what I had to say. And yeah, this is gonna be a pretty dope video. Moving forward, I want to do a lot more videos like these just to boost my my following, my subscriptions, get my watch hours up. You know, just pretty much have a cool background noise. I mean, we're still gonna start our series of working on issue number 5. I think what I want to do with that is I want to give myself 45 days to finish issue number 5, and that will be our trade paperback. So instead of doing like, oh, today's day 1, I don't know what my days will look like, right? My son is gonna be here any minute now. The due date is the 22nd, it's the 31st. So in 20 days, you know what will happen. I'm right here eating a sandwich. This sandwich is actually really good. I got an egg sandwich, hard-boiled egg sandwich with orange juice. I mean, amazing. And also, this video was shot in a span of a week. Like, this took me a long time to work on. For what reason? Who knows? And that is pretty much why I can't do, you know, I mean, I can do day 1, day 2, day 3, but they probably will be out of order. And since I'm going to be using my tablet to pencil everything, so I'll do all of the pencils, you know, on Photoshop, print everything, and do the traditional inking on paper. Usually that doesn't really take me too long, but we'll see when it's time to start. So I'm going to give myself 45 days to complete issue number 5. That'll be pretty much like the selling point of like each video. And each video will be like, oh, you know, it'll be like a lapse time, like, you know, 45 days until, or 45 days left, 20 days left, 10 days left, seeing where I'm at, whether we succeed or fail. And then even though I'm giving myself 45 days, if we go over that, then we can bleed on to see, okay, this is how many days it actually took. This is what we learned, so on and so forth. But the main thing is, you know, completing, you know, issue number 5. I think people on YouTube and Instagram, they don't want to buy single issues. They rather just wait until the trade comes out. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. I think the trade is going to be awesome. There's going to be a lot in there. I'm extremely excited. I need to work on the cover. The cover has to be separate from, you know, the interiors this time, just to pretty much have an overall look of what the whole book will be about. You will basically see where I have progressed as an artist, looking at issue number 1 to issue number 5. I mean, it's going to be gorgeous. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be ridiculous. I mean, the fact that I'm a work in progress. Many books probably won't look like this. I mean, Invincible kind of does because they switch artists. And it took Ryan Otley a while for him to pretty much find his style and develop along the way. You know, 20 years, things will change and get better over time. And with my trade paperback with 5 issues, you're basically gonna see how I progress as an artist in a span of 2 years pretty much. But moving forward, I think that is way too long. I should be completing books a lot faster. Here is an overhead shot, me and my baby girl. As you guys know, I am a full-time dad. I do this full-time. So between drawing and parenting, I mean, this is pretty much what I do. How do I get things done? I have my baby girl on my lap. So the job is gonna get done regardless. And if you look to the right, or if you look to the right, there was a poster there that is available now at deathclubcomics.com. The size is 19 by 27. You can kind of see it peeking on the right-hand side. Maybe I'll have another top-down shot. I think that might be the last top-down shot. But all right, so what we're doing here, I don't even think I put a time lapse on this one. I didn't. But you can pretty much see how I use the key dial. You know, I have all of my shortcuts. You know, my space bar to you know, hover over. I have the rotate button, my brush button. All right, so we're working on line weight, trying to get the blood. The most annoying thing about blood is coloring it, because I like to put way too much blood on my characters. The line weight is super thin, and the reason why the artwork looks like this is because I want to animate my character soon. And you know, with animation, things have to be extremely simple. You cannot have anything too detailed, too crazy, unless it's like a still shot. But if this is going to be movement, fluid movement, the lines got to be thin, consistent, not too much detail, man. Just enough to give off what we're trying to do, pretty much. So basically with animation, there's like a lot of dead lines. And then I'm also trying to figure out, how do I create my own animation style, you know, so people can look at my work and be like, oh, that's not anime, that's, you know, how can I bring back like that Western comic look? But everything is cell shading. I guess the main thing is just my characters. I mean, between black characters, I guess I would have to give my characters like a stronger face, but they did that kind of in Baki. But nowadays, anime is so popular, anything that's animated, people will call it anime. I'm not gonna fight with anyone. People are probably gonna annoy me, but yeah, the goal is to create my own animation style. So, all right, well, 7 minutes in, we are now coloring this bad boy. So most people in the comments, or if you even made it this far, thank you. Some people will say, hey man, use the lasso tool. I'm not using the lasso tool, bro. I would rather just, you know, paint everything and then just erase everything from the edges. I mean, the lasso tool is cool. I'm pretty sure I can use it perfectly on this tablet for sure, not the iPad, but I'm still trying to learn how to use this pen brush. Not a pen brush, that was dumb. Stylus pencil, digital pencil. But I like the feel of the etched glass. It's kind of interesting when you rotate the pen. Like one side it'll be smooth and the other side it'll have the noise as if you're using like a marker on a sheet of paper. But you know, want to get all those small details in, and then you know, we can pretty much erase everything. I think I'm erasing everything right now. So erase everything along the edges. I love that rotate button. I love it so much, because with the iPad you can rotate it with your fingers. Unfortunately, this isn't a touchpad, so you have to use your key dial to do pretty much everything. All right, but yeah, back to talking about blood. Blood is so annoying to color because I like to draw a lot of it, and you got to paint over it, which is extremely annoying. But again, cell shading, that's the name of the game. In this art piece, I mean, everything looks flat right now. Everything looks flat, but once you put in your highlights, your shadows, that's when everything kind of comes to play. And then with the blood, I love to paint everything with the shadows, you know, mix the red. I don't really use dark or light colors. You know, when I use a hard light blend mode, I actually just paint on top of the blood. So I'll use like a darker red, a pink. I won't really use white for like a reflection, but I will use like a pink and then like a dark red to kind of give the blood more depth. But yeah, everything looks pretty good right now. Not too oversaturated. What else? All right, now we're trying to, the bullet. The bullet. Got to use those reference, guys. Got to use the reference. So I'm pretty much going to pick the colors and use that as a reference. I mean, this is just a small thing, but I actually like the way 50 cal bullets look, especially like colored. I like rendering colors, you know, add in the shadows and the highlights. That's why I'm so excited to show you guys when I color issue number 5. It's definitely not going to look like this. It'll definitely look a lot better. I'll probably take a lot more time. I have a bigger canvas to work with. I think everything will be like 11 by 17. And I mean, this is a 4K monitor display, so the details will be immaculate, almost like an Alex Ross type beat. But for right now, I'm trying to do both animation and comic books. I mean, I'm not going to animate anything until I'm done with issue 5. So once I'm done with issue number 5 and we have the trade paperback, we'll pretty much be done for a little bit, or we should just keep rocking and rolling. What do you guys think? Drop volume 2 in the next 5 months? I mean, what are we doing? I mean, I think we need to just focus on putting these books out and building the character. But animation is just a marketing funnel, just to drive the story, really drive sales, to be honest. So a lot of people will tell me the craziest things. Now we're going into the rant. We're 10, 11 minutes in. Now it's time to rant. You guys can look at the art, listen to the nice music in the back. I am sick and tired of people telling me what to do, man. That is the most annoying thing ever, especially when someone doesn't have any skin in the game or any type of credibility. For example, my toy. Everyone keeps saying, dude, stop making toys. Why are you making toys? Because I want to. I can do whatever I want. Like, people, I feel like they're so brainwashed by Marvel, DC, Image, or whatever, and they're going based off of what they've seen, right? And it's not like I'm at a situation where I'm just trying to like hurry up and do everything. I mean, yes, I am, but at the same time, I'm not, right? Everything goes hand in hand: comics, toys, animation. And in today's social media climate, whatever hits. And comic books are cool. I could talk about them all the time. But the thing about comics is that people only want what's popular. However, I have sold close to 5,000 copies of my comic books by the grace of God and all of my hard work. But the majority of people would rather buy something that's either from Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, not Blood Shadow. And they have all of these opinions. People that have never produced or dropped a comic book or even created a character, excuse me. But they tell you, hey, you need to work on this, man. You need to, don't do this until you do that. And I'm like, no. If the animation takes off, that should boost sales. You know, because the animation is going to follow the story in a nutshell. And I'm not trying to wait on Hollywood to produce something. I mean, animation costs $1 million per episode, depending on who you're working with. So, do we have that kind of money right now? Not really. Some studios will charge you $200,000 just for a 1-minute short. Well, I'll just hop on YouTube and just learn how to animate myself and make it look good. You know what I'm saying? So, see, look, I got a lot of stuff I need to delete because I'm watching myself draw on my PC and I'm looking at videos that need to be deleted at the same time. All right, back to my rant, right? We're gonna talk about the things I hate that people tell me what to do between business-wise and art-wise. So with the toys, I'm like, come on, man. When it comes to making toys, it doesn't take much time for me to make. So just like how I'm working on this character design, you can see the one on the left too. The main thing you want to make is like you make a 2D mock-up of your toy, right? Once you make your 2D mock-up, you have the front, the sides, both sides, left and right, and then the back. That's it. That's all you need. Then you send it off to your manufacturer. They have a team of people that will do the 3D, rendering for you. And then you get to make the changes and adjustments before they, print everything. You take a look at it and say, oh, I don't really like this. Let's make the muscles a little bigger. Let's make the head a little smaller. More veins. They'll do all of that. They have the programs with the ZBrush. They're doing everything. All you have to do is just come up with a 2D image and send it to them, and they handle everything else. They'll ship you your sample. Once you approve, then you start production. Production takes anywhere between, 5, 6, 7 months. But in the meantime, while you have your toys, being manufactured, created, whatever you want to call it, you will be working on your comic books in the meantime. So you work on your books. If it takes 6, 7, months, let's see if we can at least make 3 comic books while that's over here cooking, right? Think of it as a burger spot. You got burgers, fries, and shakes, or the good, better, best. Well, no, let's stick to the restaurant. Some people may want a burger. What's the burger? I would say my comic books is part of the burger. And toys could be the fries. Animation can be the shakes. The main thing you really want to put your heart and soul into is the burger. You got the meat, the cheese, and then everything else. French fries is something you just put in the in the greaser. Doesn't take much effort. Same thing with, animation takes a lot of effort. But we could do a lot of shortcuts. But the point I'm trying to get at is this: there's different things cooking, right? Comic books, that's the main driver right now. That's moving the engine. You want to have other things in motion, because what if you start promoting your toy? Not everyone read comic books, but a lot of people collect toys. I'm pretty sure everyone that collects toys of the Hulk, Superman, Batman, whatever, they probably don't even read comic books like that. They probably actually go to movie theaters and watch Marvel and DC films. They probably don't even go to comic book shops, but they love toys. You know what I'm saying? You want to kind of cater to everyone, and everything relatively works together, because at the end of the day, we're working on collectibles, collectible figures, collectible comic books because of original art. You know what I'm saying? So when people say, hey man, I don't think you should be doing this, it's too early, I'm like, I can do whatever I want. If I fail, I fail. If I succeed, I succeed. At the end of the day, we're still going to learn. We are going to learn. And never mind the fact that everyone hated my toy. I'm looking at it right now, and it's such a beautiful thing. Like, I actually created this. Like, this is actually amazing. And I hope I just can't wait to, for the second installment of my figure and actually put it in in motion, and actually produce it. So yeah, stop telling me what I can and can't do. I can do literally whatever I want. There are no rules to this. Same thing with art. The number one thing people always say that I feel like it's a cop-out. They always say, oh, you need to work on your anatomy. There is nothing that grinds my gears more than someone telling me to work on my anatomy. And I'm sometimes just like, bro, who are you? Sometimes it'll be random people. It'll be people on the internet with so much clout for their quote-unquote art that isn't even that great. I'm not gonna say that, that's mean, and that's bad for the community, but someone that has just no skin in the game, everyone's an internet expert, you have a little following and they want to tell you, oh, you need to work on this, you need to do that. And I'm just like, well, what part of the anatomy do I need to work on? Do I need to work on my biceps, my triceps, my quads? What exactly is the proportions? Don't just say you need to work on anatomy. That's kind of like, come on, man. Like, tell me, like, what part of the anatomy do I need to work on? Do I need to work on the hands, my feet, the size of the head? And it's like every time I'm scrolling on the internet, doom scrolling, finding other artists, and I go to the comments, it's the same thing every single time. Why do you guys do that? That's not the only comment you guys make. Like, you'll see someone fall so much in love with their work, they share it, to the world, and then someone's like, you need to work on your anatomy. Like, bro, who are you? Here's the thing about art, and I hate that it's come to a point where it has to be so structured. Like, where's the fun in that? Like, I thought art was supposed to be about expressing yourself and being rebellious. Like last time I checked, I'm not trying to make a statue of, I don't know, whatever Greek god there is, and it's like, it's always anatomy. You got to work on this, you got to work on that. Well, this is the way I draw anatomy. This is how I express myself. These are my experiences. There is no wrong way to create art. And the people that's judging you and criticizing you and critiquing your work, they are a small percentage. The large percent is the people that can't draw. They're the ones that will appreciate your work a lot more because they can't even do half of what you're even doing. And it's like, the more you draw, the more you'll get better. I don't believe you will always have bad habits. I feel like eventually things will start to click and you'll just say, oh, okay, that makes sense. I need to work on this, I need to work on that. But all of that comes with practice. Whether you're shooting in the gym or working on your swing, your form for golf, eventually you will get better. Now, unless you are a professional comic book creator from Marvel or DC, even then I'm taking it, with a grain of salt. But it's like, even Todd McFarlane said on Wizard Magazine, where it's like, he knows he doesn't draw the best trash cans or the best brick wall, or the best biceps or whatever. But, we've gotten to a point where, things have gotten so perfect, we've lost the plot. Where's the fun? Where's the fun in that? As far as an artist, how are we supposed to express ourselves if we all follow the same guidelines to either anatomy, coloring, penciling, inking? And this is just for comic books. I'm just talking about for comic book's sake. You don't have to draw like Jim Lee or Todd McFarlane or any of those guys to be considered successful. Now, this does not mean put out, bad stuff, I mean, even that is pretty subjective, but you don't have to draw like those guys to be considered successful. They don't have to be the standard for you, Make your own standard, make your own. I mean, you'll find a group of people that will love your work. A lot of the people that will either criticize you or say whatever are people that are hanging on to the glory days of the 90s. But this is a new age. We have newer tools. We have a lot. And, we still have a long ways to go as far as, as comic book creators, young comic book creators in the game, trying to break into the industry. Eventually we can be better than them. I mean, we're talking about guys that's been in the industry for 20 plus years. We cannot compete with them right now. But what we can do is show up every single day, ignore the noise, follow our own hearts, put out content, put out books, put out products, and we let our fans and supporters dictate what they like and what they don't like. I always say, if you haven't bought anything from me, I don't really want to hear your input on anything. Unless you bought my book. If you bought my book and you say my book is trash, the writing sucks, I mean, I would at least hope you would show me what you didn't like or what I should improve on, you know, especially as like a reader who wants to invest into my stories. You know, the fans and the supporters dictate everything. I would rather listen to them. I would rather listen and have them give me the honest to God truth. You know, I personally know what I needed to work on, especially from issue number 1. I've sold over 3,000 copies of issue number 1, but that doesn't mean anything. That does not give me the audacity or even the authority to tell people anything. You know, I can't be like, oh, I've sold 5,000 comic books, you can't tell me anything, but I could tell you everything. You're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong. No. I think we need to use Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as a metric almost. Like, I am still a white belt when it comes to being a comic book artist. I think once issue 5 is completed, we get to selling, then I would promote myself to a blue belt as a comic book artist and creator. But yeah, there's too many white belts, I feel, telling black belts what they can and can't do, which is weird. And also white belts telling other white belts what to do. Like, bro, you are just as new as me. I'm confused. You don't have all the answers. I don't have all the answers. Yes, I've sold thousands of books. I don't have all the answers. I'm still learning and trying to figure it out. What worked once won't always work forever. You know, I'm still trying to figure out how to keep this sustainable, consistent, you know, focusing on cash flow. And just trying to make better books. You know, especially at the price point I'm selling my comic books, you know, I need to give you guys something that's like, man, something that's going to keep you guys on your toes, on the edge of your feet. All of that. So, you know, I know what I need to work on. I could look at all my work, I'm like, you know, this is okay. I know we can do better. We can always do better. Even after issue 5, we can always do better. The goal is to be bigger and better after each issue. I know we can do it. I know we can do it. Volume 2 is going to blow Volume 1 out of the water. Just wait. Just wait. Anyways, I've done enough ranting. This thing looks pretty much rendered, so many people probably left the video, which is all good. We got about a couple minutes, you know, left. But the fact that I'm able to speak to you guys for so long is pretty amazing. I mean, I'm gonna make a few cuts because there's a few videos I have to delete on here. But overall, this was a fun piece to work on. I love the Huion tablet. I love the color scheme. I like the purple suit. I like this kind of like greenish, grayish gun. And then at the end, you guys can see how everything looks like. It kind of has like that anime look, you know, that glow. You know, probably keep, you know, a few things. Man, this is so good. Yeah, stay tuned for animation from Bloodshed. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I almost want to do something for issue number 5, man. Like, I want to animate something, and I know it's gonna take so much time to do. You know, how can I summarize issue 1 through 5, man? Like, man. But this artwork right here with this gun, this outfit, I'm definitely working on a series, like a mini series that's going to be geared towards social media. I don't know what I'm going to call it, Sniper's Paradise. I don't know, something. It needs to be something ridiculously cool, man. So I don't know, we'll see. But again, for animation, you want to work on character sheets. so you can just stay consistent with your character. I need to work on keyframes because as far as for animation, you know, because that'll really help me out with, you know, I want to do fluid movement, you know, so for animation, you definitely do need to work on anatomy a lot, but express yourself, you know, this is all a work of fiction. This is not AI. And honestly, this is how we will pretty much beat AI, unfortunately. Show the process. Show the process. This is how it's done. So if anyone ever asks, oh, he uses AI, no, I pretty much do everything by hand. So, you know, this is digital art. I like drawing traditionally too, but man, I love this tablet so much. But like I said before, for issue number 5 and moving forward, just to be, you know, just to be fast, just to work fast, you know, digital pencils is the way to go. You know, we'll print everything out on, you know, a blue line art, make it a little transparent, and then I will probably pencil over the digital pencils for extra details, and then we will ink everything on top of that, rescan it again, do all the flats, all the coloring. But for issue number 5, we are gonna go over Blood Shadow's mother, her origin, her background, and then we will go back to Blood Shadow and the Apaches, the Coyotes, Shrognoth. We'll end it with Shrognoth. And that will be pretty much the first arc of Blood Shadow. Issue number 1, we're introduced to Blood Shadow, the club, Death Club, what it's all about, who hangs out there. Issue number 2, we have our brief intro for No Guns, No Glory, where Blood Shadow trying to live up to his parents' criminal legacy. So that means we have to figure out, okay, who are his parents? Why is he trying to live up to his to their criminal legacy? You know, blows up City Hall, still trying to figure out if that's a red herring or not. Up to you guys to decide. And he is, let's see, he has his first plot point, pinch point, whatever you want to call it. A mysterious person shoots him, shoots his gun, and then he brings a knife to a gunfight, which is why we call it No Guns, No Glory. Issue number 3, he is captured because there is like a bounty set for him by Shrognoth the Silent Fang. Shrognoth the Silent Fang is related to Ski Mask, the Ski Mask Savage, which was in issue number 1. And they are from the Silent Creek Wolf Pack. And then in issue number 5, I kind of just explained it to you all. And, you know, issue 5 will be to be continued. Everything will probably be to be continued each volume, but you pretty much get a gist of what the book will be about. You know, you learn about everything. We go in depth on the character. I think it's an amazing story. I think it's a very amazing story. And yeah, I hope you guys are excited for issue number 5, volume 1. Just as excited as I am. And yeah, this is pretty much me working on the final touches of this artwork that I love so much. I think I changed the gradient at the end. This is what it looks like. Wow, this is a beautiful piece, man. So appreciate you guys for staying over. Like always, my name is Sam. I'm the artist, writer, and creator of Blood Shadow. And until next time, peace.